you can teach somebody to be graceful? We have a lot of client partners that say, well, what is this grace thing? I know it when I see it, but I don't know exactly how to define it. So help me to teach our staff how to be gracious. Okay, so I want to give you some characteristics of graciousness and get you thinking a little bit about what you should be looking for. Are you the kind of person where if I were to say, you look really nice in that dress today, are you the kind of person that says, I know? Or are you the type of person that accepts that compliment and says, thank you very much, I appreciate that. I like this dress as well. Are you more willing to praise other people, or are you waiting to accept praise? The second one, a gracious person never seeks to embarrass somebody else, especially on purpose. Oftentimes I do find, particularly staff members that are tired, almost want to embarrass guests. So they'll say things like, did you read your confirmation letter? Sir, if you would have noticed the sign on the dresser, it specifically states that snacks are for fee. They're not for free. A gracious person is very quick to say thank you, even for the smallest of gestures. If somebody hands you a credit card, if somebody offers to hold a door open for you, if somebody offers you right of way when you're walking, if somebody does anything, just anything really, a thank you is extended. So are you quick to allow another person to speak about themselves, or do you like to talk about yourself? If you like to talk about yourself, chances are you're not seen as a very gracious person. So give that some thought. Are you a one-upper? If somebody says, I just got a new car, are you quick to say, well, I got a new car last year as well? That's a one-upper. That's not very gracious. Allow people their moment in the sun, because that means something to them right now. It's about that person feeling important in a moment. Allow them to have that moment, and then you will have your moment as well. The more you pay attention to other people, the more interesting you become, believe it or not. If you want to be seen as interesting, be interested. A gracious person seeks out ways to make other people feel comfortable and feel appreciated. Would they be making sure that the temperature in the room was comfortable? Would they be listening to hear whether or not the music was at an appropriate sound? Could you hear the music? Would they make sure that the towels in the restroom were fully replenished? Would they make sure that the soap dispenser was functioning properly? Would they make sure that the soap dispenser looked appropriate? Would they make sure that when you walked in, it smelled fresh in the bathroom? Those are ways we make people feel comfortable and appreciated. You're not the only person in the world, and somebody with grace knows that. Somebody with grace is very quick to say, and what do you think, Tom? And what do you think, Cindy? And finally, a gracious person recognizes the good in everybody and every situation as the first option, and doesn't see the bad in everybody as the first option. There are people in this world that unfortunately do want to try to maybe beat the system, but I always see them as the exception and not the rule. And I encourage you to do the same. So if you want to be seen as a property that has graciousness written all over it, take a look at where you sit with those tips that I've just given you, and I guarantee you're going to see a major difference in the property as well as in the way that you all treat each other.